we're gonna rerun that intro. Pero yun na, CFS Masters 2024 is back in action. We have just had 2 series sa start ng araw, pare. We already had 2 very intense ones. One that reached all the way to Game 3. One that was a sweep. Pero ngayon, naandito na tayo. The one that everyone has been waiting for. The Grand Finals caliber best of 3. SGJ versus Pacific Macta.
It's going to be the rerun of the fall finals last year wherein Pacific Macta bested SGJ in 3-0 fashion. Pero we saw the transition to 2024 between Pacific Macta and SGJ. It looked like SGJ had like the better charisma, the chemistry, like the environment for them was just blooming all over for SGJ because of the upside and the potential that they showed noong CFS APAC Spring. And Pacific Macta under a new coaching staff might just be like a new different team right now compared to last year. Yes, that they might be dominant pero baka mas lalo pa nilang ipagpabuti yung pagtayo ng dynasty nila dito sa CFPH Masters. Might I tell you guys, there is still no team na nakakatalo sa Pacific Macta in a best of 3 since summer qualifiers of last year. That's like what? July or August of last year? No, that's April of last year actually, no. Let's take a look at the history between SGJ versus Pacific Macta. It is indeed a familiar face-off kasi palagi na lang na itong dalawang teams na to either nagkikita sa finals or nagkikita sa global stage, much like CFS APAC Spring. There goes. Pacific Macta 2-0 APAC series on spring, and then nung Masters fall, it's still Pacific Macta's story to tell for everyone.
I'm getting goosebumps, man. I'm just getting goosebumps just thinking about yung matchup na to. And Pacific Macta, of course, it's evident na sila yung nag-dominate the first 2 showings dito sa ating graphic with a 2-0 against SGJ and a 3-0 in the final ng PH Masters 2023 fall. However, it feels like the gap is closing in between itong SGJ at Pacific Macta slowly but surely. It may have took a while para sa side ng SGJ para maabot yung point na yun, but it's all worth it, man, if it means a win for today.
Man, tail of the tape, man. Let's talk about key players because I do think it's going to be like an intense matchup. Sobrang given na ng sniper to sniper. Let's give to the entry fraggers versus entry fraggers. KSA versus MVA, man. This is a matchup waiting to be told. KSA wreaking havoc last year, so does MVA. And that series was very, very close on that map number 1 nung Anara talaga, no?
For sure.
But now it's a different story. SGJ just added Eagle Eye to their arsenal. Pacific Macta now added a new play style for Aldrin as well as a new coaching staff. So ibang-iba talaga ngayon. So the guidance of coaches for both KSA and MBA just improved drastically. So what do you have in mind for this 2 Titans?
Before anything else, we would like to give the shout out to the coach ng PM, aka yung clan master namin, Buku. I hope you're out there, man. I hope you're watching. We love you, brother. Thank you for guesting dun sa podcast namin. And at the same time, I feel like yung coaching change dito ng Pacific Macta is gonna give them a new perspective kung paano maglaro ng Crossfire. I've had conversations with Buku and he seems to be more in towards yung pag-flex ng mga players in towards yun nga, no, nakita natin kanina with their proactivity. It's more about what can they produce by themselves and then what advantage they can seek gamit yung mga opening plays nila dito. So yun nga, tama yung sinabi mo kanina with MVA and itong si KSA being that marquee matchup na meron tayo ngayon kasi MVA of course one of the better performers sa mga international tournaments dito ng Pacific Macta. So he's gonna be we're gonna have high expectations para dito kay MVA but also kay KSA. That's my boy, man, pero we need to really zero in on how much value this guy brings to the table dito sa side ng SGJ. He's really good at finding those openings, yun nga, that's his role, pero at the same time KSA is a very smart player that he can really navigate in and around yung defense dito ng Macta if they do mess up.
Yeah, 2 different players with unique traits. You have MVA, solid and consistent, no? And all throughout the match, talaga makikita mo na he has an impact. But for KSA, he needs to start off really early, you know? Pag hindi talaga siya nakakuha ng pwesto talaga agad, it gets late and those pop-ups really tend to be on the useless side, parang spilled, parang natapon na gatas na lang talaga, no? Pag sakali nag-pop off si KSA. But when he does, the impact that it will bring for players like Tino and Yobib to perform themselves really puts SGJ into a notice board na you have to take a look at SGJ's playstyle right now, no? Na kaya nilang makipagsabayan ngayon sa Pacific Macta, which is one of the few lines you will not be able to hear prior to this tournament because it's always been Pacific Macta. But like you said, Cap being close, malapit din ang masara talaga because of thing. And this SGJ roster, no, to so much of their play style and their coordination in just solely being able to have that one different unique trait pagdating sa ibang teams.
For sure. I mean, Macta is still gonna be Macta at the end of the day, no? Dito sa series natin, they're still the team to beat. Dito sa CFS/PH Masters, they have been into multiple international tournaments, have made some great runs sa mga ibang international tournaments natin as well. So the wealth of experience meron dito ang Pacific Macta, and having a young player like si Justin dito sa gilid, just absorbing all this experience, slowly gaining yung kanyang experience for the squad. So I'm really looking forward to what Justin can pull off as well. And feeling ko yung underrated rin dito na marquee matchup natin is the two mechanical titans ng Pacific Macta. Justin versus Yobib, pare. Yobib has been the wonder kid para sa side ng SGJ, and he's saved itong SGJ multiple times from very precarious situations with just his mechanical skill, no? So I'm really looking forward to anong pwedeng gawin dito ng SGJ. But not just that, I think yung pinaka-underrated thing na meron dito yung SGJ is how good of a leader si Tino is. I think he's really good at thinking up with game plans para sa kanyang team, but his on-the-fly calls is really underrated as well. And we can't forget about Tino Magic, pare. When he's in a 1v3, Tino Magic can come on at any time, pare.
And we're going to see that all unfold dito sa series na to. Finally, after multitudes of months, weeks, and days na bibilangin, kakabilang ng kambing, kailan bababalik ang Crossfire? Here it is. Finally, the stage has been set for these two titans para makita natin sino nga pa rin ba ang mamumuno ngayon sa dynastia ng Crossfire Philippines. Let us now introduce the teams, the titans, the moguls of CFS/PH, SGJ Reborn. There it is, SGJ, man. Under the supervision and the guidance of Mr. Filipino FPS himself, Mr. 02. Huge shout out sa'yo, man. And I think this version of SGJ, this iteration of SGJ, no, Sneaky Frog, we have so much to look forward to macro-wise and how each individual player shine on their own specific 1v1s talaga.
Yeah, for sure. And ayun nga, it's the factor as well na when Tino talks, everyone listens, no? Para sa team na to. And I think the most recent roster change na nangyari dito sa SGJ, no, was Graham getting removed, and now they put Elvin in. And yung sa mga recent tournaments nila, they've really stepped up to another level pare with this brand new roster. And this is a kind of a common thing para dito kay Tino, no, to have 4 young players and then him leading the charge as that leader. You just have to give them respect.
And then their counterparts, the one, the true only kings of Crossfire, the Philippines, we have Pacific Macta. Can't talk about Crossfire Philippines without mentioning Pacific Macta, being led by their new coach. Huge shout out again kay Buku and their IGL ZYK. Doon siya sa likod. Yay! Shout out, man. I think naririnig niyo tayo ngayon. Pero yeah, man, this team never ceases to amaze us. From last year to Summer Championships, almost taking down all gamers. That one stint up against nung APAC Fall, if I'm not mistaken. No, APAC Summer nung tinalo nila ang All Gamers in 2-0 fashion. Getting close series out of Vincent and 3BL. Men, yun yung mga teams na alam mo talagang bumubuo talaga na eksena ng Crossfire globally, and Pacific Macta really checks the boxes when it comes to international experience. Not to out no SGJ, they still competed in CFS Grand Finals 2022. Solid outing, 0-3 nga lang, pero it was still solid at the end of the day for them to experience such an environment wherein they won against Pacific Macta to qualify to Grand Finals that year, man. So, sub-base was banned. Hello? We are getting Eagle Eye. I am telling you, man. God. Sabi ko sa'yo, man. I am telling you, SGJ. Ayaw nila pakawalan yung Eagle Eye na yan, man. And it's the 2.0 version. My God.
It's a banger.
They banned sub-base in favor of Eagle Eye, man. And SGJ banned Compound. Like, I'm surprised, no? They banned Compound.
Yeah, and this is actually yung strongest map dito ng Pacific Macta going in, which is itong Ankara. They are known to be that team that you have to deal with dito sa Ankara if ever they do pull it out. They already have so many strategies dito sa mapa na to, and we are gonna go to port right after, and we all know what can happen dito sa port when SGJ is on it. So ayun nga, this is the veto that I didn't actually think that would pop out, but it did eventually. So SGJ, ayun nga, kagaya ng sinabi natin na they have really been on Eagle Eye for the past few years, and now it is Eagle Eye 2.0. Many more opportunities para dito sa BL side, and since they're starting on BL, may kita natin ano yung pinractice nila for the past few months.
Okay, so this will be a challenge still for SGJ, to still compete at Blacklist, wherein Global Risk was the one that actually benefited from the change here at Eagle Eye 2.0, no? So we are expecting so much leniency for those bar pushes galing kay KSA, or even those 1v1s up against Long galing kay Tino, and as well as Revenge. So this will be a huge test of spirit for both teams. Last outing nila nung Eagle Eye, 13-12 in favor of Pacific Macta. Very, very close finish out of that APAC Spring. Pero ngayon, it is now locally renowned boxing match between these two titans, man. Na kung saan, the time it took for them to practice this moment alone will be worth it kung mananalo ang SGJ. But it looks like Pacific Macta, pretty sure they still have something in their sleeve in this Eagle Eye matchup that will push SGJ to their limits.
Yeah, for sure. I think it really depends dito kay Revenge as well, right? Revenge is gonna be responsible for yung mga longer sections ng mapa natin dito, and whether or not he's actually online is gonna be the true question dito ng Pacific Macta. Revenge has been, has had the up and down season for the past few months. Some games he will show up heavy, some games he will not. Pero pagdating naman dito sa local scene natin, I think he can definitely stay up on top. However, it's gonna be a challenge para sa side ng SGJ if ever they're actually gonna go into yung mga angles dito ni Revenge to try and clear him, kasi yun nga, you do have Tino on the sniper. He's not the fastest, but he's pretty accurate gamit yung weapon na yun. So, it's gonna be interesting to see kung paano man na-navigate dito ng SGJ yung first part ng Eagle Eye, especially knowing nasa Blacklist tayo, no? Blacklist has a lot more opportunities to operate. Yun nga, kagaya na sinabi ko kanina, dito sa Eagle Eye, new entrance papunta dito sa LA. It's not a sniper fest anymore dito sa LA, no? Yung isa lang yung entrance dati, and the only thing blocking you from the enemy is a wooden box. Ngayon, metal na yung box na yun. So, yeah, there's so many things that can happen sa mapa na to, man. I just can't wait to get started already.
I wonder, no, kung nakita na, I was there when SGJ got lost to Pacific Macta dun sa Eagle Eye na yun, APAC Spring, and I saw some really I saw some really close interactions between Yobib and MVA whenever B is going to be the side take for SGJ, no? And I'm looking forward to the improvements. Yung pagbabago talaga na SGJ, are they still going for the all reliable dun sa mga partner? They're going default, fake out B, go for A, then fake out A once again, and then go for bar, and then hopefully go for a push. Parang sobrang dami nilang luto na ginawa para lang makakuha ng site, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a setup between Tino and that tower in order to get that last single itty-bitty of advantage para lang masabi ng SGJ na meron silang control. Even Eagle Eye makes mid control look like not of a priority kasi there's nothing much to get out of mid. There's so much out of the outskirts for the map. Kaya that will really benefit both Tino, Revenge, and even Yobib, no? Nothing much to MBA kasi I do think MBA and Justin really likes to lurk out mid that much. Pero for SGJ, feeling ko dito ka na makikita sa kanila na lalago talaga yung patience play ni Yobib and as well as Tino. Pacific Macta will try to challenge that more often.
Yeah, and I think yung size ng map of Eagle Eye being very, very small no, para sa mga ibang larger maps natin is actually perfect para dito sa SGJ since the rotations are super quick in between yung dalawang entrances natin papasok ng site. And ayun nga, if ever they do get mid control, it's gonna get a lot easier para sa mga teams natin to maybe gain an advantage to try and see kung kaya nila makakontrol yung mapa nga. And I've noticed as well, galing sa mga ibang teams dito sa Impact is yung B-Long is actually not taken as often as kumpara dati, no? They actually use mid to go B para maiwasan nila yung sniper fight entirely and malikuran nila yung second mid and malikuran nila ang nasa rampa ng B. However, I'm not sure if that's gonna be the exact same strategy na makikita natin from the side of SGJ. Fully knowing na mahilig sila mag-fake, mahilig sila mag-delay on one side of the map, mahilig sila mag-pull out ng mga party tricks para lang ma-distract dito yung Pacific Macta from their usual defenses. So, yeah, I'm expecting a whole lot of nades being thrown, a whole lot of flashes being faked, and let us enter into this pare. Game 1 na. Oh my
Eto
God!
na. Masasabi na rin natin after a long wait, a long stretch, Sneaky. SGJ versus Pacific Macta. Last series of today. And first pick of over to KLR. Revenge. Ooh, oh my God. Revenge can possibly bleed. My God, SGJ, what a start for them.
Yep. NBA having to pick up yung sniper right after that. So kailangan niya bantayan yung top A in a gun that he's not that naturally known for. Pero si MVA, knowing how good he is can also do some damage gamit yung kanyang sniper. But SGJ already with an opening move, taking out si Revenge dito sa House A. And that means split yung defense in half dito.
Siguro, no? Parang the time it will take for SGJ to finally read off. Oh, Tino gets tagged. I was about to say, no, na parang the amount of fights.
What?
Killer? We need an instant replay. We need an instant replay because I don't know how MBA got caught. Hindi ko alam. I'm pretty sure MBA was just walking, bro. Pretty sure
that's
MBA.
An impossible angle to clear, pare, knowing how thin it is. Tino's gonna go down, but it's a 4v3 and may advantage pa dito ang SGJ.
Double sniper looking pretty nicely here for SGJ, and so does Pacific Macta. But if ever it will go to the position wherein Pacific Macta kailangan na rin nila mag-double sniper para lang matapatan dito ang SGJ, they might just do that but at the expense of an entering aggression talaga. No? Baka mahirapan palalo ang Pacific Macta as SGJ because of the upper high ground. SGJ won that round really nicely.
Yep, it slipped my mind na Keller can also snipe, and that has been a thing for the longest time dito ng SGJ. If Tino cannot find it, might as well have Keller have a turn dito sa kanyang sniper, and he took out both si NBA and si Revenge. That's a boost in the confidence dito ng SGJ to make further plays dito sa mapa natin ng Eagle Eye, and the fact na nakuha na nila yung first round on BL. Nako, PM, they're gonna need to focus up here.
Well, huge marquee matchup here still. Kala talaga natin it's going to be KSA versus NBA, but what we're seeing so far is a sniper fest between KLR at Revenge, na kung saan Revenge and ZYK will be most likely trying to utilize this LB setup. It's a kite smoked. This might just be one of the few matchup na hindi ko alam kung i-challenge pa rin ba ni Revenge or rotate to A and then try to get something from there instead. Kasi SGJ, they might just leave that open in favor of a retake. And ZYK, my God, what was that position? He got to KLR and Tino, na nahimik bigla. And Pacific Macta now on the board with 5 members alive compared to the 3 of SGJ.
Yeah, and that's a very common angle that you have to take dito sa LB as that sniper. And Zik also, we already know how capable he is pagdating sa kanyang barilan. And Justin getting almost to dito sa Bay Hotel, but Aldrin has him covered. Really good teamwork from the side of Pacific Macta to cover all their bases. Si Elvin na lang natitira. Pero rinig na yata siya dito, Revenge. He's looking for the trigger discipline, pero hindi niya mahanap si MVA dito sa mid. MVA can react immediately. Pero Elvin, This is gonna be a tough 8 take para sa kanya dito. Meron ng dalawang nakadaan ng bypass and palikod na nga ang Pacific Macta.
Man, kailangan niya na hanapin ngayon si MVA, no? Di ko alam kung, man, Elvin is still clearing out the site or baka lumipat siya na B ngayon. May kita niya si MVA dito pag angat niya. Man, di pa tinanim ni Elvin. He's gonna fight off MVA and that costed him the round. Yung oras na sanang tinanim niya would have been really, really close. Still, good sense here for MVA to still scout out A. Pero parang okay na rin yun para kay Elvin, no? And now, reset for both teams. Still same game plan para sa side ng Pacific Macta. And betting on the fact na if ZYK once again gets a revenge, I think SGJ will go back once again into a position wherein baka hindi na sila mag-push na A. Probably go for a mid control instead. And then challenge anyone that would most likely flank them.
It's an A split can come at any time para sa side ng SGJ. One single flash can flush out itong si Aldrin and they can start walking in towards yung A site natin, but still ang lakas pa rin ng bantay ng Pacific Macta dito sa middle area. Pero may information na si MBA, may tatlong pangalan na nakadaan dito sa mid, but they're just letting them pass through because it's a trap dito sa B side. ZYK nakuha na agad si Yobib, and here comes KSA trying to get the entry going. Elvin nakakuha na rin ng isa. Aldrin and Revenge getting 2 in return. It's a 2v3. Low si KSA. Nandito si Tino sa LB, and this is looking a bit bleak para sa side ng SGJ Pacific Macta. They let them pass through into their own deaths, pare.
Parang mapa na rin pala to ng Pacific Macta. Somehow reading the skirting Yobib at lumala yung Elvin din at KSA. Talagang isang putik na lang sa tenga and Aldrin clears 2 out without the need of a backup. How many times has Aldrin been clearing out so many angles na siya lang mag-isa? Men, marami na siguro para magpatayo pa ng isa pang bahay, men. Kung may 20 pesos ka, kada ilang beses na nangyari yun. Ay, naku, bahay lupa ka na. And now, Pacific Macta with once again a reset. I think Justin and Aldrin, no? Parang somehow the passive playstyle is working pretty nicely na they're not even covering bar that deep. Parang okay pa rin para sa side ng Pacific Macta na kalabanin pa rin sila sa stairs, which is, I do think na mas magandang head glitch pa rin talaga or mas magandang cover pa rin talaga yung nasa bar. Pero having them cover at stairs, oh, I think Elvin got spotted here. And there goes KSA with Zyke opening him out. Elvin, papasano rin si NBA ngayon. Revenge! What a challenge over to Elvin. Man, that leaves a huge abyss ngayon para sa SGJ para makapush man lang. Ngayon, hirap na hirap sila. Medyo naguguluhan yung direction ngayon ng SGJ Pacific Macta. Will continue to gather some more ground para lang makorner ngayon ng SGJ.
Yep. And 4v3 already to start things off. I like yung intention doon ni Elvin to open up yung A site para dito sa side ng SGJ, but he forgot about Revenge dito sa top A with a very nice across the screen flick. And since it's a 4v3, kailangan may sumugal sa side ng SGJ dito. This is gonna be a very tough round. Pero Aldrin catches si Tino while jumping with a headshot? Huh?
That's the 1,000 Hertz walking. That's the 1,000 Hertz in effect, pre, talaga. The reaction time for him to position. Pero teka lang, uy! SGJ gumagawa ng negosyo dito. Nakikipag-usap sa PM. Na pwede nilang kunin ba yung site? My God, di nila alam kung nasaan si Yobib. There goes the 1v1. Revenge still has the chance to clear this round para sa side ng Pacific Macta. And Yobib will be winning that long-range fight as the HP is just too good for Yobib. SGJ ties off the game and we have a game 1 on our hands. Sticky Frog.
Yep, A-site. Medyo distracted yung Pacific Macta that they thought that it was gonna be a full A-site take galing sa side ng SGJ. I think Justin intending to rotate already na mabilisan doon. Pero speaking of mabilisan, nandito na ang SGJ face-to-face with danger. Pero MPA nagagaling dito sa house. Inubos ang SGJ. Pero nandito pa si KSA. He gets a double of his own. Justin finally gets revenge for his teammate. KSA, the entry fragger turned clutcher. And stuck siya dito sa LB. Gets the one tap.
Oh my God, KSA.
Oh, KSA versus Justin. Clash of the young stars ng SGJ at Pacific Macta. Who will get the clutch? Pareho silang magkikita dito sa mid. SGJ praying na magkamali dito si Justin. I think Justin has been heard, pero narinig na rin tumapak dito si KSA papunta ng east side. Pero i-check ulit ni KSA. Dito sa mid. Sino mauna? Justin gets the 1v1. What a back and forth round.
Justin had the better position, had the upper ground. Pero you gotta give it to KSA having the better impact para mag-force ng 1v1, man. He took down 3 and cleared out MVA just like that. Who would have thought it would be KSA that would be standing tall, man. Sobrang exposed ng pwesto ni Elvin dun. Pero it was so surprising enough for KSA to be the one to get that 1v1 against Justin. Pero ngayon, ibang-iba na ang SGJ once again as they look towards a 1-3-1 separation with 3 members conquering mid. Pero nothing much to say about Pacific Macta. Again, kaya sabi ko kanina, they don't see the importance of covering mid. Ang balak lang talaga na dito is probably go for the lurk, and Tino caught lacking in no man's land. Hindi tamang angulo yan, idol. MVA found Tino, and Pacific Macta continues to attack.
Yeah, and that's what you should expect pag nasa kalaban mo si MVA. He's gonna go aggressive from time to time para makakuha ng opening pick. And that's a huge pick-off. Mawawala na agad si Tino dito. But at least for Tino, he does get to play the spectator game for now and get to lead his team while he is down. Pero Keller punished for jumping. And revenge is now starting to make that sing. Pati si Aldrin nakisali na rin with that AK-47. Yobib, Elvin, last 2 left alive para sa SGJ. Turns into 1. Elvin falls. Yobib na lang natitira, the wonder kid ng SGJ. But against 5 players of Pacific Macta, it's next to impossible. Si Zik na mismo yung nag-peak sa bypass. And it is a 4-3 Pacific Macta. Again, surprising itong SGJ.
And Pacific Macta, it looks like parang binibigyan talaga nila ng ultimatum ng SGJ to not pick Eagle Eye anymore. Because somehow those rounds were in Pacific Macta 1, it looks like they were able to read off SGJ. Not even covering mid, no? Wala silang kino-cover sa mid. Pero dahil nga sa rotation na binibigay ng PM, yung movement nila para ma-corner si Yobib at si Tino, it's like, alam nila kung saan patungo ang SGJ. They have activated wall hacks, pero actually wala naman talaga. Parang ano lang yun, sabi ko lang. Kasi PM really looks like a team that knows the whereabouts of Yobib pati si Tino. And that is very detrimental para pigilan talaga yung possible counter push na pwedeng gawin ng SGJ to fake out A. They always like to fake out A. And just like that, ZYK just guarded down Yobib. Like he knows where Yobib is. Parang ganun lang talaga, Elvin. Inside of the smoke, papasok na rin. Kasi hindi pa rin siya nahuhuli. Pero baliktad niya pa nga yung sitwasyon doon kay Justin. Aldrin finds Elvin finally. Tino na lang ang nabubuhay ngayon. 1 minute and 10. Tino gets MVA for his first kill finally. He's still breathing heavily dito, men. 3 pa ang buhay para sa Pacific Macta. Marami pa siyang oras dito para ma-clear out si Revenge kasi Aldrin, kaso nga lang hindi niya nakikita ngayon. They really like to hold the site. Si Revenge pa talaga yung nakakita. Sa'yo na timingan ka pa nga, idol. Pacific Macta 5-2 on the board.
Yeah, you do have a point. It's the genius dito ni Zik reading itong si Tino over and over again. And hindi lang yun, he's also contributing on the frag department dito ng Pacific Macta, making all the difference. And si Yobib pa kayo na pick off na pa doon. That's one of the players that you want out early para sa side ng SGJ as he is very capable of making situations winning para sa kanyang team. Pero Yobib na naman suffering dito sa LB, suffering dito sa bypass, already on low HP. And tignan mo si Justin, he intends to push.
Tuloy. SGJ, continuous pursuit, man. Parang there's no stopping Yobib and Tino doing the same plan all over again, man. Talagang matigas ang ulo ng dalawang idolo natin from SGJ. Si Yobib, kahit mismo duguan siya, man, he really wants to start the entry para sa kanila. And Justin, smart enough for him para hindi makita yung hitbox niya doon sa hotel. Pero if this would, I don't know, man. The rotation here. Oh my God, he got 1! He still got 2! That is worth in any dimension, pre. Duguan pa si Justin na. At least he was 40% HP. And Pacific Macta on the back of Justin just gave them the easiest round possible, pero parang si Elvin gagawa din ng milagro para sa side ng SGJ. Pagkatapos nilang mahuli ngayon si Aldrin, si YK, nalalapastangan ngayon ni KLR. With Elvin and KLR. With KLR also getting low. Pero kahit paano, may value pa rin siya because of Bogdan's low here. 43. Pacific Macta could still rise to the occasion. Hanapin lang talaga nila yung info ng C4. Kaso nga lang napulot na ni KLR. Under 35. What will SGJ do?
Yeah, 30 seconds. Time is not on the side dito ng SGJ, so it's up to them to pull the first move in this 2v2. And it has to be Elvin, I think, unless makatama dito ng isang napakagandang shot si Keller. And ZYK has been the problem, and Revenge wants to contribute as well. Pero alam na nila na papasok sila ng B-side, but they're so paranoid. Hindi nila alam kung saan lalabas si MVA. And I like yung discipline dito ni Revenge. He didn't go in immediately. He's waiting for his teammate na umikot and confirm na walang tao dito sa LB, and now they can start moving in. And if they can spot na walang tao sa site, they're both playing itong RS, this would be a game changer.
Oh my god, MVA. Found KLR. Pero Elvin still has very nice position. No, di ko alam kung timingan na timingan pa nga. Elvin was close to catching Revenge off guard doon sa reload niya. My god, Pacific Macta. They really took the time to perfect this Eagle Eye, men. Nakita ko talaga ni Apex Spring na parang, men, parang mapupunta na talaga si SGJ. Pero ngayon, looks like PM has been doing some business on the off-season dito sa Eagle Eye, man. Ang hindi ko na lang talaga nakikita para sa side ng PM, no, is maghanap talaga ng laban sa Mexico. Yeah, they have now convinced me na somehow Eagle Eye is a good map for PM to pick, pero not that of a Prayo kasi Anara compound pa rin talaga. Pero at least meron silang pwedeng ilabas talaga at ihain sa mesa pag binigay sa kanila yung Eagle Eye.
This is the Buku effect. Finally, in effect dito pare. Aldrin with the spray, getting to Elvin, nahulog rin through the wall. And unfortunate para dito kay Elvin. He was the man who was ready to back up his teammate, pero siya rin ang nadamay doon. And Justin already pushing in dito si Keller galing sa likod, and they got swamped sa mid doors. And Pacific Macta looking more ready than we expected dito sa Eagle Eye 2.0. And 7-2, Macta only 3 away from taking itong map pick ng SGJ.
Ang gusto ko talaga, man. Buko effect. Buko effect nga naman talaga. I'm really seeing so much of Aldrin and as well as NVA dito sa mapan to. When I thought na Revenge and Justin would just walk around LA. Pero parang ngayon, no, parang kahit papano na utilize ng Pacific Macta yung pwesto nila sa B and as well as mid to conquer everything. Kasi feeling ko talaga pag nakuha nila yung B tower na yun, andali na lang sa kanila para mag-rotate papuntang A or even send someone to get info, then bait them in inside of A, then hope for the best. Yun lang yung ginawa talaga nila, yun lang talaga yung ginawa talaga ng Pacific Macta nung first half, but somehow still made it effective kahit global risk sila. So now they will be doing the same thing over and over again. Getting A, wait no, not getting A, getting mid and then go to B. Probably for the sake to expose Yobib and Tino's position once again. Wala pa ring barrage of utils, no, para sa Pacific Macta as they bent on the overextension of SPJ.
Yep, if they take down itong si Yobib, that's gonna be a huge pick. Revenge getting itong si Tino. Aldrin getting to... Oh my god! Sabi ni MVA, my job here is done. Ikaw na bahala dito, Aldrin, and he gets to in the process sa pagkanilang pag-entry. And KSA at Kellar na lang natitira. ZYK gets caught out, but he's the information player. Now they're aware kung saan manggagaling dito si KSA. But they still don't know kung saan manggagaling dito si Keller. So they could still be looking at multiple angles dito sa site. But 20 seconds dito sa bomba natin, and I think may clue na dito si Revenge. KSA getting si Aldrin. Twin scope not gonna hit. Revenge trying to duck his head as much as possible. Nakuha niya si Keller, pero KSA with the Colt getting the last kill para sa SGJ. What a recovery from the side of Reborn.
And it took time, pero okay na rin sa SGJ na nakuha nila yung round na yun, considering the fact that so many times Elvin and Telr was supposed to get outclassed or even overextended talaga, no? Para nakita ko talaga yung patience ni KSA to play around time and also his movement. Feeling ko talaga doon nagkatalo ang Pacific Macta able to spot out KSA. And Elvin, as sad as it sounds, kahit nagamit siya as bait, still managed to be huge value for SGJ to get that round. But then again, kailangan pa rin nalang itrabaho yung 4 na rounds na yon as Pacific Macta still conquers this same strat from mid heading into B without the need for them to go into link. Yun ang mahirap talaga sa strat ng Pacific Macta, but they are making it work na parang ginawa na nila yun ng paulit-ulit for a team that didn't play that much Eagle Eye last year. This is looking like a pretty solid Pacific Macta wherein napaka-technical lang pinapakita nila ng pag-post dance talaga, no? Is conquering the corners, and there goes Yobib and Kellar. Parang nahahanapan na ata ng SGJ ng butas ang Pacific Macta. Lahat gumagana na para sa kanila, especially Tino and as well as Yobib. Despite the pick-off onto the Golden Boy, Elvin still popping off. Uy, ZYK! Di niya na-challenge. Di niya nakuha yung re-challenge doon kay Elvin. They're just waiting for this time para mahuli si ZYK ngayon. One more shot will do it. Tino finally gets his kill. And SGJ cuts the lead to 2.
Yep, and SGJ time and time again. Medyo late yung flash ni Revenge actually galing dito sa LA. That could have actually helped with the mid push dito ng Pacific Macta. Blinding ang top A player, blinding ang player na malapit dito sa mid. And ayun nga, just some mechanical mistakes from the side of Macta, and SGJ punishing accordingly. Ang ganda ng pag-hold ni Keller dito sa may top A natin, helping the mid player in the process. So great communication between yung players dito ng SGJ so far, pare.
Hahanapan pa kaya ulit ng butas ng SGJ ang Pacific Macta? Most likely, because there's nothing new to the environment of Pacific Macta. I think Revenge is still banking on the RS position para sa kanya, no? If ever man, baka pwede na siya atang pumwesto doon sa LA. I don't know, man. Di pa rin talaga nakikita natin na Revenge is doing that, no? Parang nakikita natin mostly on Zeke and as well as Justin. Pero kaya na lang natin siguro na magluto ang Pacific Macta. But for SGJ, whatever they're doing, whatever position they're conquering, parang gumagana talaga, Tino! Nag-iinit ngayon ang Tino effect para sa SGJ. They clear out Tino, pero ang kapalit naman dito ay si Aldrin, pati si CYK. Susunod si Justin. And SGJ flourishes pagdating sa entry. Ubos ang lahi. Nasa competition ka talaga ng ubos ang lahi. Champion ng SGJ. Pacific Macta, pakong-pako ngayon sa 7, wala SGJ. Umuunti sa lunggaan ngayon ng PM.
Yup, SGJ now starting to get the rhythm dito sa kanilang depensa, and this is what their strength is as a team, no? Yung kanilang defense and their defensive setups pagdating sa mga mapa natin, kagaya ng Eagle Eye. Pero a bit of risky play galing sa side ng Macta. ZYK wanting to take down yung LB sniper already. Pero kakalma muna dito yung Macta. I think they really want to recoup. Never mind, Justin pumasok na agad dito sa may midside. Yobib gonna get caught off guard, but instead, it's Macta getting caught off guard. Yobib nakakuha ng 2. And Elvin also getting si Aldrin in the process. Si Yobib lang ang nawala dito sa buong SGJ. And SGJ just rolled over an entire PM push in a span of 20 seconds, pare.
Man, ito rin yung nakita ko talaga ng Apex Spring. Makakuha ng lamang ang PM, tas makakabawi ang SGJ.
Let's go, OT Game 1.
Nakikita ko talaga, mangyayari na naman ba yung nangyari nung Apex Spring? Sudden death, 13-12. Pwede. Dito lang yan, CFPH Masters. Huge shoutout, no? Sa 1K viewers na tayo ngayon live sa Facebook page si Crossfire Philippines. Kayo talaga ang nagbubuhay sa community at sa eksena ng Crossfire dito sa Pilipinas. Huge shoutout sa inyo, isa't isa. Mahal na mahal namin ngayon. Pero balik tayo sa laro, pre, kasi meron ng tumutumba dito. Si Yobib, nakipag-alitan kay Justin. As both players, actually hindi na si ZYK. Naku po, dali kay KLR. The double snipers doing absolutely crazy here for SGJ. Pero parang ang kailangan ng gayon isipin ng Pacific Macta is hanapin muna siguro si KLR pati si Tino. No, nothing much of kills para kay Tino, pero yung tatlong yan impactful doon sa 3-round rally galing sa SGJ. Pero isipin muna natin, will Pacific Macta be able to push? Naku, nahuli si NBA, caught lacking on bar, and as well as KSA. Oh my god, gets the double, gets the triple. KSA This is KSA Esports, Sneaky Frogman, single-handedly carrying the round for solid gold jewelry. Pulling on the diamonds para sa side ng kanyang team. My God, KSA, we took the right person to bring to the tail of the tape, pre.
Yes, go. Kian is doing it, mga kaibigan. And KSA proving the IQ that I'm hyping him about, para hindi na inaway agad ng Macta push. Instead, he looked for the bigger play, getting yung dalawang players na nasa loob na ng side. Kitang-kita pa yung tower player. And despite Yobib dying, Yobib was the bait the entire time. I can't believe SGJ is using Yobib as a bait, pero it works, pare. It works.
Oh, Justin.
Jesus.
And as well as Aldrin. Nako po, dalawa na lang. Ganun na lang yun. Ganun na lang yun, SGJ. Ganun na lang talaga yun. Pupunta kayo ng bar, tapos tatanggalin nyo yung dalawa. Yun na talaga yun. Yun ang game style ngayon ng SGJ. Walk and leave. My God, they put down a mark doon talaga, men, sa hotel. I just can't believe they're getting away with it every time, man. SGJ.
I got my homie with me.
Man,
It's a 2v1 every time.
I can't believe that Justin and Aldrin, like two solid players that could anchor a site, just got outgunned by a single KSA. And Tino, man, not the best first half, but it's not how you start, man. Paano mo tatapusin to? Tino already 4 impactful kills, man. Ngayon ka lang makakarinig na 4 kills, pero grabe nga naman yung impact na pinakita niyan. 1 more to go para makuha ng SGJ ang kanilang unang lamang sa game number 1. 40 on the clock. Revenge with C4 on hand. Has 3 angles to cover sa 4 na SGJ na buhay.
He has to go aggro on one of the angles, pare. In this 1v4, he has to pick them off in very precarious positions. Pero nakaplant naman para dito sa mid. Oh, pero nataranta siya with the scope. 1 HP on Revenge and facing 3 players right through the smoke. And SGJ, they have taken the lead dito sa Eagle Eye.
And SGJ, for the first time in this series, they managed to crawl a 5-point deficit para sila na ngayon ang lamang for this foundation round. My God, sneaky. SGJ, would you believe it? 6 consecutive. No amount of firepower can be compared to a team like SGJ, man. They are showing anyone. Whoever walks into the domain talaga na SGJ, man, mapapas lang talaga. PM wanted the smoke every time. MVA and as well as Justin. Palagi na lang talaga sila nahuhuli dito. And as we wait, there goes Elvin. Shots being called in here by Pacific Macta. MVA gets caught. Naku po, Aldrin with a PK. Naku po, buta sa rango yan, idol. Isa na lang ang natitira para sa side ng Pacific Macta. SGJ still on board with 3 alive. Revenge is still breathing. Not for long. Meron nga ng bala sa baga mo, idol, as KLR puts the bullet into the heart of Revenge to put it to match point.
And SGJ going for the jugular dito sa game natin. They are not gonna wait a while bago pa sila makakuha ng panalo dito. They're gonna go the exact same way. And tignan mo naman yung score. It's all pretty much equal galing sa side ng SGJ. And this is what Tino wants. Every single member being active dito sa mapa natin and getting their due kills. Pero Elvin, mawawalan agad ang buhay dito sa start ng round thanks to the pick-off dito ni Revenge. Pero Yobib with the pick-off of his own. Nakita na kay Sniper dito ng Pacific Macta and it is gonna be a free A take. And Macta, yep, magpaplanta lang sila dito sa A. This is a really good call galing sa side ng SGJ and meron pa silang tao dito sa tower. Nakuha si Justin! Oh my God, impact frag galing dito kay Keller. Zik nakuha si KSA pero Yobib gets 1 in return. 3v2 situation na andito pa sa LA si Zik pero Zik gets caught. MVA na lang natin ang titira dito.
MVA?
Oh, pero hindi niya magagawa. It's Tino Magic, baby, to end things off dito sa map number 1. And SGJ, they take Eagle Eye 2.0.
Of course, they have to take Eagle Eye 2.0. The ego will be shattered kung di nila nakuha yun. After 6 consecutive, they finished 8. SGJ makes quick work of Pacific Macta in Eagle Eye 2.0. And just like that, man, we head into map number 2. SGJ, what an outing sa kanilang game number 1. And there is no short, man, of such expertise and macro galing sa SGJ, man. I am
Yeah.
in total shock that they nailed the 7.4 line ng Pacific Macta. How do you do that in front of the champions of CFSPH, man? I'm telling you, man, SGJ's off-season. Grabe nga talaga.
Off-season. Man, SGJ, they came into this one prepared, that's for sure, especially pagdating nga dun sa second half natin. And that's what I said, man. Yung strength dito ng SGJ is how they set up yung kanilang defenses, and every single round na nakita natin yung, with the exception of one, but the rest of yung mga rounds natin dito sa second half just went in the way of SGJ. They placed themselves correctly. I think na-anoy na nga dito si Revenge dito kay Elvin, who just is poking his head in dito sa LA, making sure na he still gets due information kung nasaan yung sniper ng Pacific Macta. It was a really good first half galing dito sa Pacific, man, pero unfortunately, you are up against one of the mentally strongest team dito sa tournament natin. SGJ believe that they can win any single round, whether or not it's 3v5, 2v5, 4v5, kahit ano pa mangyari yun. And yung scoreboard, man, this is perfect para dito kay Tino. He doesn't have to frag out that much. Kita mo yung score, it's exactly 13 to 14, 12, 11, mga ganon. And then Tino, all he has to do is lead the team, pare.
Tino, for the first 4 rounds, 0 kills. But when we got that round before the half and it went to the second half, man, he was getting some impact frags like
Tino
you mentioned.
magic.
And I do think that he didn't even have the need to step up because Kellar was also doing some good amount of God's work dun talaga para makover yung both LV at LA, no? And gotta give it to Elvin, no? I think that retake really prompted Elvin to be that guy, that X factor. Ultimo, mid-tower tinayuan niya para makuha si Justin. That left the tower open. Tapos sobrang gulo ngayon ni NBA pati ni Revenge kung sino kukuha nun. And that when the time came, nung magro-rotate na sila, that was the time for SGJ to rotate as well at nakuha pa nila yung pwesto doon ni NBA, which got them the strongest retake so far because that retake got them game number 1. Pero ito pre, the challenge now for SGJ is to go to Anara with something to prove. Pacific Macta's lair, pre. This is their playground. This is the map that took them to game number 3 last year sa fall finals para talunin ng SGJ, where they got humiliated 10-5, man. What do you think of SGJ heading into Anara?
To be fair, no, Anara looks very similar dito sa Eagle Eye in some aspects, especially itong yung B area natin with hotel as well is the exact same fights, no? You still have bar, you still have yung entrance papasok ng site, but it really plays differently, no, kumpara nga dito sa Eagle Eye. It's a way bigger map. It's not the same map where SGJ can just rotate in between yung sites safely, no? Anara, there's a lot of plays na pwede mong gawin, like blocking off itong RS, getting some high mid control, getting itong CA to prevent any suspicious plays na mangyayari from the first half. And Pacific Macta, they need to start things off well dito sa map number 2 kasi yung momentum nila medyo nag-fizzle out, no, nung second half dito ng Eagle Eye. So if they don't have that confidence as well going into yung second half dito ng Anara, then yun nga, they might be doomed. Pero it's Pacific Macta, man. It's Pacific Macta. He still have to say that.
Ito pa rin talaga yung kailangan irespeto ng SGJ. It's not just a team that it's not just any other team in CFSPH. They're up against the whole CFSPH masters themselves, no? When you talk about Crossfire Philippines, you always have to mention Pacific Macta and their outstanding performances in maps like Anara, Compound, and Subway still needs to be respected by a team like SGJ. Oo, Eagle Eye is a given map, and it was a close call at the office para sa side ng Pacific Macta. Let's take a look at the highlights as to how SGJ maniacally and strategically deleted Pacific Macta. Kasi nakakagulat talaga. I really thought it was supposed to be the closeout series, so closeout map para sa Pacific Macta because of that really hot start from Justin and NVA. Pero once Tino got rolling, once Yobe found the prime spot na hindi na siya nahuhuli kagad ni Revenge and even ZYK, I think that was the position we're in. Oh man, eto na yun eh. Eto na yun.
It was a slow activation as well para sa mga ibang players dito. It took a bit para mabuhay dito si Elvin at si KSA dito sa mapa natin. Pero nung nabuhay na nga sila, they did not stop rolling whatsoever. And yun nga, no, you do have a point. It's a waste of a good start para sa side ng Pacific Macta dito considering na sa kanila lahat ng momentum. However, they could not execute pagdating nga dito sa BL side ng Eagle Eye. And Eagle Eye still has the same sickness as honestly being, you know, somewhat GR-sided, but there's still a lot more options para dito sa side ng BL. But SGJ, yung defense nila was a bit too good to handle, pare.
Okay. Heading into Ankara, men, lot of eyes nakatutok talaga sa Pacific Macta. But nothing much to say about SGJ. They really don't tend to pick Ankara. Probably more on the decider talaga pag naglalaro sila doon. They usually go for sub-base port or even compound. Pero when we talk about Ankara, it's still a strategic pop na pwedeng mag-benefit si KSA at si Yobib dito. I guess Tino will still challenge Revenge at this point kasi napakahirap sabihin na Tino will be the one to stand out in this matchup. He also has to respect talaga na Revenge has been playing this map for over almost a decade now, or even half a decade man lang, no? So that alone is already thrown out of the window. Revenge will be winning that sniper matchup. But the entry, I think the entry here will most likely be parang paano i-challenge kayo ni KSA si MVA and vice versa. So that is one thing I'm looking forward to pagdating sa A pushes ng Pacific Macta and SGJ. And the trade-offs will be much more credible siguro doon sa makakuha ng lurk. Kasi hindi ko nakikita masyado doon sa dalawang teams na yun eh. But if ever they do, if they manage to pull a gown gaming on execration sort of playstyle dito sa Ankara, it will be really beneficial for a team like SGJ to conquer rounds wherein Revenge started off really hot.
For sure, no? And yun nga, nasasayangan pa rin ako from the side of Pacific Macta, especially yung mga ibang players dito, right? MVA played super well. Justin was finding his stride. Revenge was starting to hit some shots dito sa side ng Eagle Eye, no? So, it really is ano yung tanong kung ano yung mindset dito ng Pacific Macta going into map number 2. Are they gonna be just as confident? Most likely they are. And can they actually do a mental reset, no? Kasi pwede mong sabihin, mag-mental reset kami, we're just not gonna think about map 1, pero once you start losing, it's in the back of your head. It's like, oh no, not this again. Baka magyari na naman yung nangyari dito sa last map and we just get outplayed in general. So yeah, yun nga, Macta has to start things off good. They have to find yung stride nila maaga pa lang dito sa Ankara natin, and not let SGJ make any plays that is regarding dito sa kanilang setup, no? Kasi pag nakakuha na ng setup dito yung SGJ, some of them are gonna start to go forward from time to time. Yung aggression galing dito kay Elvin, yung aggression galing dito kay KSA can catch yung Macta players, yun nga, catch the Macta players na nakatalikod dito. So there's still a lot to think about para dito sa Ankara, in all honesty. And yun nga, the teams, they're taking their sweet time, pare, and you can't blame them kasi kailangan talaga pag-usapan ano mangyayari dito.
Kung ikaw naman ngayon, siguro si SGJ, no, you might be thinking na, man, it's going to be a tough task. Pero it's not as easy as going into Eagle Eye, no? Feeling ko talaga mas matrabaho yung ginawa nila sa Eagle Eye. Just more on the fact na 8 rounds yung kailangan nilang habulin doon. Tsaka kailangan din nilang patahimikin talaga si Revenge, which they did. Siguro in the first half, I think Revenge was still doing something on the second half, no? Pero nung napatahimik nila si Justin pati si MVA, doon na nakita talaga ng SGJ for Tino and Yobib to step up, position themselves. Ang ganda na pinakita nila. Pero heading into Ankara, they might just have something to pull off na feeling ko ngayon pa lang natin makikita. This is not, I'm probably saying this on the back of my head kasi I think na SGJ really does not resonate Ankara to me. So kung sakaling may ilalabas talaga silang bago dito, parang ito na yung pagkakataon para sakaling magulat man lang yung Pacific Macta. As we head into set summary, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that set summary. It is a thing of beauty. Kasi tinan mo nga naman, how many rounds did SGJ crawl para makuha nila yung second half? Yung buong half kinuha nila. Yun lang naman yun. Leading the charge is KLR with a 1.36 and Yobib 1 kill per round. That man is pushing the limits of a 5v5 matchup.
If you would describe SGJ, no, this would be the perfect scoreboard to describe itong SGJ, in all honesty. 4 of the dudes, 4 of the young stars popping off para sa kanilang team. Tino, you know, just making sure that the backline is safe para sa kanyang team with that sniper. He doesn't really have to be that amazing fragger para sa kanyang team. But when he has to frag, he will frag. That is for sure. Still, props dito sa mga ibang members ng Pacific Macta, especially dito kay Zeke, who had a really nice early game. Pero pagdating nga ng second half, he kind of disappeared. And it's just unfortunate, no? Ayun nga, NBA having 0.62 KD, but he had some moments where pwede natin sabihin he was carrying the rounds para sa side ng Pacific Macta. So, Macta going into this map number 2, I think kailangan nilang isipin na, yeah, we can still do this. We played some rounds well dito sa Eagle Eye. However, SGJ still came out on top. And we do have the MVP dito sa ating set. And most likely it is probably Keller. Oh, si Yobib. Damn. The KR matters, pare.
Man, of course, the one that will bring so much to the table, no? Dapat lang naman ibigay yung MVP kay Yobib just because 1 kill per round, not a lot of players can do that. And to have such an impact, not on the first half, but on the second half, that tells a lot for Yobib na kahit talaga mabagal yung simula niya, meron pa rin siyang pwedeng ibigay talaga sa laro. And I do think so many players do not recover that much. Pero for a player of a caliber like Yobib, it feels natural to him. So, not much of an entry para sa kanya or nothing much of like a defensive anchor monster tulad ni MVA. Pero now, with him heading into blacklist, he really cleared out so many defense galing sa side ng Pacific Macta, mainly Justin and Aldrin, wherein they got 1v2'd so many times by either Yobib or KSH. Pero you gotta give it to Yobib, he's still being the poison. Siya pa rin talaga yung nagbibigay lakas talaga si SGJ para makuha nila yung mas grouped up na takes. And this is going to be really, really impactful if Yobib still catches up dito sa Ankara na to.
Yeah, especially ito yung isa sa mga good maps dito ni Yobib, no? I think if you give Yobib a lot more space to play and a lot more space to make plays happen, then ayun nga, that could spell trouble para dito sa Macta if they do not catch the kid while he is lurking around yung map looking for some openings para sa kanyang team. So, there is still a lot of factors na kailangan isipin dito ng Pacific Macta despite it still being their map, no? Their map pick guaranteed na they're gonna have probably, you know, some good rounds dito sa ating Ankara na map, so they still need to lock in. Pero speaking of locking in, we are locked in para dito sa map number 2, SGJ dito sa BL side, Pacific Macta on GR side, and here we go.
Okay. Pasok, SGJ. Ay, hindi pa. Oh, this is not the SGJ of Eagle Eye, I guess.
Nah. We gotta
they're not going to A entrance, no? Parang scout LA muna. Hope for the best for tunnel, and then not even anyone is starting the lurk. So, parang may pwede atang pagtuunan ng pansin ngayon ang Pacific Macta. Actually, wait lang. It's Revenge, it's not MVA that's guarding vents. It's actually like a trade between Justin and Revenge, no? So, hindi ko alam bakit hindi nasa top side si Revenge. So, probably a new game style, no? This is a very, very different Pacific Macta I am now seeing. And now SGJ now has the chance to take over Hotel, probably do something at B, and hope it will last. Kasi kalahati na ngayon si KSA. Pero isang pick-off lang dito. Best odds is makuha nila si Revenge. That would stop down the defense dito sa LA.
For sure. And ayun nga, just a pretty passive A defense galing sa side of Macta. They're not really overextending for anything. Justin, tamang talon lang dito sa top A. Most of the focus is actually na dito sa B side. And they did give mid for a bit, so worried yata sila na merong timing na lalabas galing sa side ng SGJ where they start a B split in just a second. But they're worried about yung silence rin dito sa A side. And there is a player galing sa side ng SGJ on the A entrance and pwede siya magtapo ng flash in order to fake out some of the defenders here para pumunta ng A side.
Okay. 30 seconds, man. SGJ still very quiet. Hindi ko alam kung tama ba to. They're forcing themselves over B. They're gonna do it. Wala na oras kasi kailangan na nila i-commit to. They finally made their way to the site. It's still a 5v4 though. Nice smoke para mag-throw out to Ares dito. Pero isipin pa lang, PM could possibly start the lurk as early as now. And Elvin anticipates Aldrin. Beautiful pick-off. Napakaganda. Galing sa SGJ.
Oh, they heard the reload too.
Gilid, man. KLR and Yobib, man. My God, SGJ. That was beautiful textbook play. Elvin anticipating Hotel. The batteries hold galing to Yobib at KLR. Oh, man.
Si KSA, man. He's like, I've done my job, guys. Kayo na bahala dyan sa B. And that he did. The entire defense was distracted. Papunta ka dito sa A side. Nakikita mo si Revenge. Pa-rotate na sila paloob ng RS, wanting to go exit immediately so they can defend A as 5 players. Pero yun lang. It was actually B side the entire time. And I like na ginagawa na to ng SGJ off the jump. So they could finally get some early rounds dito sa game natin. And Pacific Macta, they look dumbfounded dun sa round na yun, man. They don't know where to look. Elvin with the late lurk dito sa hotel. Even I was surprised na nandun siya at this point.
Uy. Armado, man. Too much to say about SGJ right now. This is not the SGJ I know, man. Like, this SGJ, Yo Bib, and KSA, Recta Bents, hayaan nyo talagang ma-coin flip kayo ni Justin sa kanya NBA. Oh, NBA! We're now clearing out the hotel push potentially of SGJ on the back of NBA, man. Wow!
Keller though. Keller?
Tatlong nawala dun. And all came down to just one person. What a defense here by Pacific Macta. And opening by SGJ! What a turnaround by SGJ, man. Bukas ngayon ng A tsaka B. They now have an avenue of an opportunity. Pre, isipin mo. Pwede nilang lokohin ngayon si Justin. Pero i-crosspan na lang nila to. Oh my God, nasa labas na ngayon si Justin. He needs to reposition. It is with RS. Ayun, nakita si Quellar. Oh my God, SPJ. Beautiful after beautiful round.
Keller played that so well. Keller played that so well, pare. Nandun lang siya sa high mid box, waiting for any of yung CA players na mag-rotate papalik nga dito ng B-side. And he got a pick-off, got into RS immediately bago pa makareact dito si Justin. And even si Revenge getting caught off guard, I think holding the angle a little too hard. And hindi niya napansin na ganun na pala kalapit ang kanyang kalaban. Nasa harap na pala si Elvin. And Keller, man, that was so well played. The patience galing dito sa SGJ for the plays to happen. And Macta, once again, caught in a advantageous situation. Pero, yun nga, talo inip yung ganun na sitwasyon, pare.
Take a look. Grabe nga naman. Entry. Walang katakot-takot ng SDJ, man. They really like to play frisky with it, man. It's just one person, man. It's just KLR. Walang magte-trade sa kanya. Tsaka lang pumasok ng late ang SGJ. How are they getting away with this? They are getting the plant done. And just like that, manggagaling patuloy ng RS ngayon ng Pacific Macta. Revenge gets caught. Aldrin gets the trade. Kaso nga lang lamang pa rin ang tao ngayon ng SGJ. Aldrin, the Terminator. Can you terminate the 2 members of SGJ? Aldrin! Oh! A clutch! He is a Terminator for a reason. Ang directives niya, patayin yung dalawa. Pacific Macta gets carried by the Terminator.
Yun na nga, he's been touted as the best rifler in the country for the longest time, and that he proved exactly why. Grabe, I don't know how that fell apart para sa side ng SGJ. Nasa kadala na yung control ng exit. It's just a one-man show para dito kay Aldrin. He strolled into A site, got 2 kills dito sa floor A, made sure that top A was safe for him as well, and grabe naman yun. The decision-making, the clutch from Aldrin, that can wake up at ang Pacific Macta dito sa kanilang depensa, men.
Oh my, man. Pacific Macta really knows how to push the buttons of SGJ, no? Ultimo, di sila tumalab doon sa Aldrin na yun. They got a crossfire. Pero nagawa pa talagang paghiwalay ni Aldrin na parang Red Sea. Si Tino, pati si Yobib, man. Oh my God, Revenge! Fall damage? Hello? Di ko alam kung fall damage or parang na-nade ata siya. Pero if it's fall damage, may nakakalungkot nga naman talaga yun. Kasi they no longer have a sniper, men. Apakasakit nun.
What a weird round.
What a weird series, man.
I think galing siyang 2F.
Di ba buong series yung nakakaloko?
I think galing siyang 2F. And he was trying to snipe kung sino man yung nagpa-plant dito sa top 8, tas nahulog siya and he's not aware that he's actually low HP or hindi sumabit sa ladder. Pero KSA taking down itong si Aldrin who was already low HP in the first place. Yobib up next, getting to ZYK at NBA, taken down, and SGJ up 2 points to start things off in the first 4 rounds ng Ankara. And it's already looking good, man. Execute after execute SGJ sa talagang lumalabas ang nasa taas.
Grabe. And that was essentially a free round. No? Pag di pa nakuha ng SGJ yun, man, I don't know. They might just fumble the bag. Napakalaki nun, pre. Nasa harapan na lang nila, kukunin na lang nila. Panalo pa, naging bato pa, hindi mangyayari yun sa SGJ. Pero, oh my God, they got caught. Nice jump by Aldrin, but it's a good thing. It's a two-man pick. Over sa mid, KSA and Tino getting kills of their own. Man, Tino really is, man, another caliber of a player. No score will reflect the contribution he gives to the SGJ momentum, pre. One more over to the board of Pacific Macta. ZYK finds KSA. Pero 3v3 pa rin to, pre. Pwede pa rin maghanap ng pwesto ngayon ng Pacific Macta. They still have coverage dito doon sa magro-rotate possibly galing B. Hindi ko alam kung okay siguro yung pwesto nila sa hotel. Pero this lurk might be really good for Pacific Macta to catch SGJ. Pero ramps ang pwesto ngayon ni Elvin. Di pa rin nila nakaklear ang site. Wala yung C4 men. Pero parang di ata mataas yung kumpiyansa ni Kellar, pre, para makapag-plant kagad. Nakikipaglaban pa rin si Tino dito kay ZYK. Elvin, quick trade, man. 2v2. Di pa rin nagtatanim si Kellar. Ang taas talaga. What? This is SGJ with no C4 plant. Hinayaan lang talaga nilang makipaglaban ang PM. Mano-i-mano, Justin. A clutch potential para sa kanya. Under 30 na lang, mga kaibigan. Patuloy ang arangkada ng Pacific Macta. Pero pinapahirapan na nila talaga yung sarili nila pagdating sa post-plants talaga. 20 seconds, ramp coverage. Uy, kasi naririnig ata ni Justin ngayon. Nalikuran siya! Justin finds KLR. Pero where is Elvin? 11 seconds to work with. And Elvin! Nice head glitch play over to Justin. As we go over to the round with SGJ escaping death nearly. 4-1 scoreline.
Grabe, very quick climb up galing dito kay Elvin, and I love that Tino. I mean, it's a good attempt on a shot, pero alam niya yata na si Elvin was gonna be there for a trade. And Keller once again, pare, the bait. Galing dito kay Revenge. Revenge was so sure na wala ng tao dito sa B-site, but Keller popped out of the corner, pare, and got the freebie dito sa sniper ng Pacific Macta. He has done that time and time again. Parang sa magician, pare, bigla na lang siyang lalabas sa harap mo or sa gilid. And SGJ with a lot more of a direct approach dito sa round natin. Tino, nakuha na si Revenge. Tino Magic is activated and B-site is the target. Aldrin gets the kill kay KSA, but a quick trade galing kay Yobib. And B-site is wide open. Meron pa silang late lurk galing kay Elvin. This is perfect galing sa SGJ.
33. Oh, Revenge and Aldrin nowhere to be found talaga. No, nice pick-off early by SGJ to force PM out of the site. My God! This might just be it, Sneaky Frog. Napapalapit na tayo sa di nating inaasahan. So di natin aakalaing mangyayari ngayong 2024, pre. SGJ with a convincing 4-point lead over to the defending champions. Not just defending champions, but the dynasty that this franchise has put CFSPH in. My God, SGJ making a name for themselves. And every challenge talaga na pinapakita ni KSA and Yobib, they are convincingly winning this. And that tells a lot, man. This might just be a new macro of SGJ that's continuously evolving talaga, pre. No, Tino and Kel are not having the flashiest of games, pre. Pero you gotta give so many props for those two players mentioned na hindi biro ma-pick off si MBA pati si ZYK, man. It's hindi ganon kadali ma-push out si Aldrin sa site at hindi rin biro para bigyan ng pag-ihirap si Revenge, man. Revenge still yet to get a kill. And Tino will continuously put the poison over to PM. He won against Revenge.
Tino Magic. Tino Magic, baby. It's activated.
Pre, may milagro ka talaga, pre, bago talaga magsimula yung laro, eh. You're buffing these teams, man. KSA over at RS, man. Putting Aldrin to sleep. NBA also gets caught, gets tagged. Tino finds NBA. Tino is on the board. Nag-iinit ngayon si Idol. My God. 50 on the clock. This might just be the new era and the new face of Crossfire in our faces. This is just day one, but it already feels like a year with SGJ. 6-1.
SGJ coming in more prepared dito sa Ankara than Pacific Macta expected. Revenge with 0 kills. He's getting diffed by Tino, pare. Yun yung tanong natin kanina. How are they gonna figure out taking out Revenge dito sa mapa na to? And apparently the solution was Tino the entire time. And another hotel play. Napapaisip yung Macta. Kanina pa sila dito sa B-site. Are they gonna attack it again? Are they not? Pero feeling ko, they're just gonna surprise them. KSA with the swing. Nakuha na agad si MVA dito. Aldrin nandito pa rin sa second mid. Pero gusto niya nang bumalik dito sa RS. And it's a safe play para sa Macta. They're gonna have to go passive. But hotel control para sa side ng SGJ. And alam mo naman, they're gonna explore the map first before they even pull the trigger.
Man, how... Much like the surprise of Gown Gaming and Execration, man. Parang andam. Oh, there we go, Revenge. That's the Revenge we all know. Pero one is not enough. May lakas pa rin talaga ang Pacific Macta. I think it's a good thing na KLR still has C4. They might just force vents, pre. Baka pasukin na nila to. Wala na si MVA eh. Wala na magbabantay ng vents eh. It's just going to be Justin and Aldrin. Pero hindi ko alam kung makakapag-rotate kagad si Aldrin dito kasi nasa may bandang bisa. There goes the flash. Yobi and Casey will get delayed. The bulag nila dito. And the crossfire's not even good enough. As they found ZYK lacking sneaky. SGJ flawless after flawless play.
Yeah, it's a 4v3. Masa-separate na dito yung Macta para sa kanilang depensa. Barag na dito si Justin. Bumalik ng high mid. And look who's there to catch si Justin. But no! KSA actually gets taken down. Barag na dito si Justin. Pero Tino makukuha si Revenge. Keller with the shot kay Justin. And the only one left alive is si Aldrin. And Yobib is gonna spray him down. 7-1 SGJ with a 6-point lead. And Macta stunned, surprised, dumbfounded. Every single adjective that you can describe confusion, pare.
SPJ, apakaaga ng piyesta para sa kanila, men. Isang magandang salubong sa taon para masabing natalo na namin ang hindi pa napapaslang, ang hindi pa natutumba. Pacific Macta. Trying to make a rally here with Aldrin getting a huge triple kill. Make it 4. And kinain bigla ni Aldrin ang mga salitang biglang niluwa ng mga nagdududa sa Pacific Macta ngayon. At ginawang lakas mineral para ubusin ng 4. Si LB na lang ang natitira. One more para kay Aldrin para masiguro ang 5K. Kaso nga, it will be on the hands of Revenge. Pacific Macta. Familiar scoreline kaninang Eagle Eye at nagawa pang ibaliktad ng SGJ. Pero kaya nga ba gawin ng PM kung anong ginawa nila kanina?
It would be very insane. At the same time, very funny kung mabalik na ito ng Pacific Macta, pare. And the exact same scoreline with the exact same comeback. Pero we're gonna have to wait and see what might occur dito sa mapa natin. As Pacific Macta, okay, they're gonna take the slow route. Gusto nilang maging sure at least yung unang pagkapanalo papasok ng second half natin. And it's just them chilling.
You must be in flying colors right now, pre, kung ikaw ang SGJ. This has to be like a huge upside para sa SGJ, man. How can you possibly do this? How in the world did KSA find the angle, pre?
Oh,
I don't think any sane team will hold that angle. Yun nga, pre! That's the thing! How in the world is SGJ holding these angles, pre?
I'm confused. Paano siya nakadaan doon? I don't think Revenge had the timing dito sa may middle area, and KSA got the really quick cross papunta dito sa CA, catching itong si Justin off guard. Revenge taken down as well. It's already not looking good para sa side ng Macta, so it has to be MVA and si Aldrin, all too familiar sa mga clutch situations, and MVA is gonna start things off dito sa A side with a headshot kay Yobi, pero meron pa tao sa top 8. Hindi pa bubulag si KSA, pero umikot sa pinatay ang unang papasok dito ng top 8. Nandito na ang kanyang teammate na si Keller. Teamwork makes the dream work, and it seems like the dream for SGJ to beat Pacific Macta is getting brighter and brighter. Pero ZYK gonna take down KSA, pero bonus lang pala yun. SGJ inching ever so closer dito sa mapa natin, pare.
Oh my god, man. SGJ still really is.
Yeah, tama.
I think it's
yeah. 8-2.
it's 8-2. Okay, it's 8-2. Okay. So, is it 8-2?
Yeah, it's 8-2.
Man, I lost track. Pero sige, I will believe the graphic here. It's going to be 8-2. But yeah, it will be very very important para sa Pacific Macta no to win those sniper fights no. Kailangan nila mapilas talaga si Tino pati si KLR eh. The fact na tumatagal sila para makuha yung post plants pati yung late game, they really are strong habang tumatagal yung laro, men. Para silang alak, men eh. Habang tumatagal talaga eh. Talagang makikita mo talaga yung epekto. At yung grabe nga naman yun. Okay, that was beautiful NBA. Parang napaano ako na, napatahimik ako dun eh. Man, that was beautiful
kill,
NBA, man. Pero one thing's for sure, NBA has an open spot. And the moment that he will be getting exposed here dito sa hotel, I think that's an opening for SGJ to start the lurk for Elvin. Kaso nga lang.
Pero look at the intention ng hotel player. Slowly walking towards sa flank ng Pacific Macta. And they're aware of it. Alam ni Zik na medyo open yung kanilang hotel. So a flank could be coming anytime soon. Oh, but SGJ, they're gonna move in. They're gonna go for something aggressive para makakuha ng numbers potentially. Pero hindi. It's actually an early retake positioning para sa kanila dito. And Keller, you need to get this kill kay Aldrin. And he doesn't. Unfortunately, wala silang hotel control.
Oh, SGJ, parang nahanapan nata sila ng Pacific Macta na kung saan there's no room for SGJ to get an absolutely convincing post plan unless they find Aldrin and Justin. Yun talaga yung harang ngayon. Yung final boss finds si Revenge pati si ZYK, and there goes the barrage of kills. Yun na naman natitira sa 1v4. Under 11, men. Napakahirap na trabaho yan. Mas mahirap pa sa impossible. And there goes Pacific Macta, slowly tallying the scoreline to cut the lead to 5. Pero SGJ, they still have the momentum and the strength to conquer all odds dito.
Yep. This is a mental test para sa side ng Pacific Macta of how strong do they believe in themselves ba dito, pare. Na kaya pa nilang manalo sa mapa na to, and I feel like that is the direction they're going. It's definitely possible. We've seen comebacks before. Nakita na nga natin dun sa game number 1, pero Revenge using Militaire as cover. Nakuha niya na si Elvin, pero lahat ng members ng SGJ gusto nang sumugod, pero Aldrin with a good cover. Revenge mahuhulog rin, pero Aldrin buhay na buhay pa rin, and they get away from LA with the numbers advantage dito.
Okay. There goes SGJ with a possible rotation galing kay Yobib, no? He will not be getting any sniper. Parang ipipilit niya pa rin talaga yung pwesto niya at yung weapon of choice niya. Pero if they might go tunnel, they might just head into B. Kaso nag-whiff kay Justin. Magandang opening na sana yun. Mahuhuli nila si Tino dito. ZYK finds a good one. Ang ganda ng huli ngayon ng Pacific Macta. Looks like SGJ, they can no longer attack. Masyadong malakas ngayon ang openta ng Pacific Macta. 1-for-1. But that 1-for-1 was just in vain because Yobib 30 HP, man. Hindi ko maiisip, hindi ko talaga ma-imagine kung paano tatapusin ni Yobib. Wonderman, how much can your wonder last? Not for long para kay Justin, ang iyong katapat. There goes Pacific Macta. Stay for it.
Yep. 8-4 dito sa game natin. And SGJ, man, they can feel the pressure dito ng Pacific Macta mounting a comeback slowly, so they need to plug this immediately with a match point victory, pare. And ano kayang gagawin nila? Babagalan nila na onte. Similar sa ginawa ng Pacific Macta sa earlier na rounds where both of the A players magsistay lang dito sa top A for that guaranteed defense at least. Pwede lang pabayaan yung floor A dito. Pero Heller, going a bit aggressive. You can't blame him. Maganda sana kung makuha niya yung first pick dito on Justin, and he's still gonna be peeking dito sa hotel. Get that slight angle. Yes, he can.
Keller!
He's
Wow.
what? He's out.
Wow, okay. Taking a page out of CFBL's playbook, no? Keller repositioning himself quickly as to separate the potential two-man push galing sa hotel. Putting him into a position na pwede siya makakuha ng isa to get the 1-for-1. At least to set up the 4v3. Kaso nga lang, mas maganda yung magiging kakalabasan kung makukuha ng SGJ yung dalawa doon sa hotel kung magro-rotate man sila. But I don't think that will be enough resources. Okay na siguro na nakuha ni Keller yung isa. With 1 minute and 8 to work, Pacific Macta still has the option to go towards tunnel and vents and then A. But I don't think they will be able to challenge SGJ in this position, man. They need to rotate. Kailangan na nilang ipilit dito yung A site, Sneaky. That's like their only option to push them down. NBA finds Elvin. And there goes the poison out of Pacific. Macta and Zeke gets it done. Yobib will not be going anywhere. Do not go lonely at the night. Yobib puts the revenge on to revenge. Kukuha kayo ng dalawa. Amen ang tatlo. Sabi ni Yobib, 2v1. They finally found the whereabouts of GYK with a plan ngayon. With GYK holding an AK for his dear life. Ang kailangan na lang isipin ngayon ng SGJ, double pick or crossfire. Tino nanguna ng entry. Marami pang oras and KSA picks out GYK. And Sneaky, we have match point on our hands.
Grabe, Yobib at the right place, at the right time. Partida na bulag pa siya dun sa isang play, but he still got the pistol kill anyways. And lest we forget about the original playmaker dito ng SGJ, Yobib reminds us of who he is. And SGJ, match point, 2 games where Pacific Macta didn't even get past yung score ng 5. And SGJ could send a message to the rest of the CFS Masters teams that they are here for their own era, pare.
SGJ will be ushering in the new era of Crossfire dito with 1 win away. Pacific Macta. Keller and Elvin! Makakuha na sila ng 3 dito. Makikita na nga natin ang hindi inaasahan ng Pacific Macta na merong tatabla sa dinastiya ngayon ng CFSPH. 1 more kill! SGJ will not go lonely into that good night. SGJ will be sweeping Pacific Macta. Words I don't know na masasabi ko ngayon, pre. Goosebumps indeed, Sneaky. 2-0 fashion for solid gold jewelry. What a day it has been for Filipino Crossfire, Sneaky.
Yeah, this could be a sign na meron tayong bagong era, bagong best team dito sa Pilipinas. SGJ Reborn, we have been waiting year after year. Kailan ba talaga magiging final form itong team na to? And it seems like we are getting a taste of what SGJ could look like at their peak, pare. Oh my God. This is so insane. It's so insane to think about, pare. 2024 just keeps on giving dito sa CFSPH Masters, pare.
Hayop sa galing, men. No words to explain. 2 upsets in 1 day. What can CFSPH do to surprise us? Give us 2 upsets. 2 upsets we did not saw coming because di lang siya basta close series, pre. This was a dumpster fire of a series, pre. This was a show. It was a painting of the Sistine Chapel. It was the painting of the Spolarium. Men, isipin mo no other team other than right now the history that SGJ paved into this scene. Sila lang naman ang tumalo sa Pacific Macta for more over a year now of relentless performance, undefeated play styles, man. Oh my God.
Man, what a day. What a freaking first day. 3 map banger to start things off. A sweep that we didn't expect para dito sa second na series, and another sweep to end things off dito sa main event of the evening, pare. I am just so excited for the rest of yung CFSPH Masters natin. Is SGJ gonna come out on top dito sa playoffs? Is there gonna be any other team that's gonna challenge for the top spot? And CFSPH Masters, this is, kagaya nga na sinabi ko, this is the highest level of CFSPH Masters in a while, pare. Last year, it wasn't, no offense sa mga teams doon, it wasn't really that high level considering yun nga, there was a second team even na nakapasok sa top 8, but now, it's 8 serious teams looking to see if they can take the crown, and not even Pacific Macta is safe, pare.
No one is safe from the bloodshed of CFSPH Masters, man. No more kings, no more dynasty, everyone will be exposed. Lahat may bounty, lahat may kontrata, lahat may target sa likod nila, pre, na sobrang lapad, kahit sino pwede makakuha. what a day one it has been for all the teams that competed. And again, words na hindi ko aakalaing masasabi ko ngayon. SGJ swept Pacific Macta 2-0 in one map that we all thought was never gonna pick this year. And also a map that is supposed to be designed and tailor-made for Pacific Macta, men. Anything to say, Sneaky Frog? Because I think we all said enough.
Yep. I think we've said enough things. I really can't wait, honestly, para dito sa interview with any of the players here for SGJ. There's so much to know, so much to learn. Galing dito sa squad na to that just took victory, but I think they're still basking in yung glory of beating the best team in the Philippines pagdating nga dito sa Crossfire. But yeah, I mean, Pacific Macta, it wasn't really that impressive of a showing today, unfortunately, para sa kanila dito. I think they heated up at the latest times, pare. Yung init ng Pacific Macta came a bit too late. Dito sa Anara, they did find some rounds in the early parts ng ating second half. But SGJ, having that big of a lead, pare, you can make more mistakes and be more unpredictable, no? Para sa Timo and SGJ, every single game plan na nakita natin from their side, the macro was perfect, pare. Oh my God. Elvin was really enjoying yung lurking stages ng kanyang mga laruan, and also Keller catching everyone off guard. The bait and switches galing sa side ng SGJ were on point. KSA doing his thing. He might be dying for his team, but the dying was worth it, pare. Kagaya na nakita natin ng isang round where he solo pushed itong A side and the rest of them were at B, and it worked out in their favor. So yun nga, it could be a new era for the Philippines here. And SGJ Reborn could be leading the charge, and I couldn't be more happy about it, pare. And I'm already excited for next week. I know it's for best of threes next week, pero I'm already excited.
And we all called it Apex Spring pa lang, close performances to Q9 ranking and as well as King Zero. Entering into CFS PH Masters, none to be said about SGJ other than the fact that they were just runner-ups from last year. Pero entering into 2024 in this event alone, how could you possibly draw the script na SGJ ang kukuha ng panalo dito sa Pacific Macta in two fashions that we did not expect? One, an 8-round rally para ipako yung 7 points doon sa Eagle Eye na yon, and a disaster of a Pacific Macta performance. Just putting every nail in the coffin, pre. Talagang saradong-sarado ang Pacific Macta sa kahit anong pwesto, men. It was just an SGJ show. It was a KSA show. And to top it off, it was a performance of Elvin na I think PM and all other teams needs to take notice, man, because not a lot of players, parang si Jeprax at si Elvin, pag pinagsama mo, men, hindi mo nagugustuhin siguro maglaro ng Crossfire, men, because those two are getting away with lurks that are supposed to get exposed, but they make it look so easy for them. Para napatent na nila yun, pre. There is so much to talk about the game style and the change of pace pagdating sa SGJ. And for sure, everyone is now taking notice.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone should take notes dito sa paglaro ng SGJ, especially when it comes to that Anara map, no? And I think the way na they really separated yung kanilang offense into multiple parts. Ayun nga, you have the main three pushing on in sa main na game plan, no, which is go into the site itself and wait outside hanggang may outlier na dumating, and then you have those two players, you know, lurking in and around yung mapa natin, looking for some certain timings. And pagdating nga dito sa GR side, it's kind of the exact same thing but just tweaked para sa kanilang depensa. Nung round number 1 pa lang, KSA nakapasok dito sa CA, catching si Justin off guard. Despite them, you know, not winning that round, it's still very surprising para sa side ng Pacific Macta na there's already plays underway para sa side ng SGJ that they're already doing na pa-set up pa lang dito yung Macta. So I think the thing is for Pacific Macta, I think they need to, I wouldn't say speed up, no, kasi that's not really their style. I think they really need to study itong SGJ and their executes, kasi there's a lot of things that you can point out na yung parang catalyst ng simula ng push dito ng SGJ. It could be either itong si KSA, it could be si Elvin, it could be it could be anyone else from the side of SGJ. Pero I would also love to get a quick shout out dito kay Keller, man. Keller, the bait and switch king. I don't know how he does it, pare. ayun nga, catching itong si Revenge na nakatalikod dito sa mid, and he was just waiting the entire time. Literal na inip talo, and as soon as Revenge got off the angle, made a single step dito sa RS, he was there to get the kill. So time and time again, Keller has been impressing us. Hindi lang pagdating sa rifle, no, pero pagdating sa snipers as well. On that eagle eye first round, pare, that double pick in such a tiny angle dito sa may house A, that's already setting the tone for the rest of the series para dito kay Keller, pare.
I mean, improvements all over the board, no? For both SGJ and Pacific Macta. I think SGJ learned a lot from last year, and Pacific Macta will now most likely improve what they currently have, no? And I think siguro ang naging factor din doon talaga is their retakes. Not really as clean, pero if it's going to be more reliant on just one person alone doing the entry and just the others being the support system, parang ang hirap isipin talaga na dati they really like to have this duo system na it's going to be Justin and NVA, it's going to be Aldrin and ZYK. Revenge will be scouting it out. Parang yun yung nakita kong game style dati ng Pacific Macta eh. And for SGJ to expose everything about that duo system right now, even on retakes and even on long angles sa dapat nilang dinedepensahan, SGJ really came prepared. And they were mentally prepared as well for everything that PM will throw. There were so many rounds that PM had a convincing showing kung saan MVA and Justin popped off. But that's the thing. You have to rely on the pop-offs of those two players para lang makakuha ng round. When it comes to SGJ, they were strategic and relied on macro to expose Revenge's positioning, and the lurks for Evelyn was the icing on top of the cake, pre. So, SGJ as a team, absolutely crazy, man. Nakita ko talaga yung outcome ng Apex Spring kung gaano naging malaking learning prowess sa kanila yun, pre. Yung learning tree na nakuha nila doon, pre, from the matchup against Q9 ranking and as well as King Zero, doon mo talaga nakita that the effect from getting those game styles patented and making it your own really ignited the passion and rekindled the SGJ of old, no? That 2022 SGJ that took everyone by storm. We're now seeing it right now. So once again, congratulations to SGJ and Pacific Macta, but we'll be waving the hands of SGJ, man, as we raise their hands in victory, as we show the highlights right now, man. We are going to see a montage. Okay, highlights, man. Oh my god. This was a absolute beauty, man. How can you top it? Hindi ko talaga parang is this just the start? I'll never know.
Could be. Yun nga, the catalyst to a potential era, a potential new team dominating the Philippines. SGJ could be up to the plate for it, pare. And the fact that it's such a different style from what we're used to seeing galing sa baka ibang Pinoy teams natin. And the more methodical, more spaced out na style dito ng SGJ kind of reminds me of CFPH a bit, not gonna lie. Na yun nga, they're taking their sweet time clearing these patterns, pero at the same time, alam rin ng SGJ kung kailan nila kailangan magsugal. And yung mga sugal na ginawa dito ni KSA at dito ni Elvin has been doing wonders para dito sa kanilang mga execute. As we do have the highlights being done, we're gonna have the set summary very soon and an interview in just a bit, of course. But man, any MVP expectations? Kasi sobrang dikit ng sobrang dikit ng score ng lahat ng mga players dito.
Bro. I have like 4 candidates. Isipin mo yun, no? Parang bilang lang talaga yung mga moments na pwede kang magbigay ng MVP sa 4 na players, no? Let alone 5. Pero those 4 players really stood out, no? And I got to give it to Elvin, man. For me, Elvin was that one player that was contributing to 4 roles at the same time. He was trying to defend, he was trying to anchor, he was also trying to be the one to be the main entry point pagdating sa mga retakes. And not just that, I think the util usage of Elvin for him to trap hotel and pati yung hukay, no? Parang minsan talaga makakita ka ng pasok galing sa Pacific Macta doon sa hukay para lang makapasok sila ng B. Doon mo makikita talaga na somehow Elvin can read the map perfectly. So, for you, I think it will be most likely KSA, because KSA.
I'm not that biased, bro. Come on,
KSA
man.
things, bro. KSA things.
That's my boy. Pero I gotta give it to either nga dun kay Elvin or kay Keller. in all honesty. I think Keller had some huge impact rounds para sa kanyang team. I think Elvin probably had the most impact pagdating sa team ng SGJ, no. I think those lurks were really hurting Pacific Macta kasi yun nga, pa-setup pa lang dito yung Pacific Macta sa retake. All of a sudden si Elvin lalabas dito sa mid, and what can they do at that point? They're getting sandwiched habang nag-retake pa sila. So a lot of factors are coming in for MVP dito, and in terms of the frag siguro, dami kasing pwedeng frag department, no? I mean, you do have si Keller, you do have itong yun nga, si KSA, we do have itong si Elvin, of course, but Yobib, man, let's finally talk about itong si Yobib, bro. That 3K sa hotel, I think that's what destroyed itong Pacific Macta, pare, in all honesty. And man, the kid was full blind. He's still in the exact same form. No? This is a more tame version ni Yobib, pwede natin tawagin. No? It's not the same Yobib where he's 1v5ing every single round para sa kanyang team. This is a Yobib na understands his role on his team, na when the time is right, he's gonna have to strike, and strike he did dito sa hotel, pare. And his impact as well as that support para sa kanyang team. Yobib has been doing some odd entries as well from time to time, and ginagamit pa nga siyang bait, no, kagaya na nakita natin dun sa hotel sa Eagle Eye this time. So it's very nice to see na Yobib is now slowly getting used to dito sa SGJ system, at yung I feel like nagtitweak pa yata ng onti dito si Tino to further maximize an insane talent kagaya niya dito.
Men, parang kahapon lang nung kinaklown pa natin yung SGJ last year for being Yobib Esports. It's all about Yobib. Yobib is the one. He remove everyone but Yobib, no? Pero I'm really, really fond of the system that Yobib now has with SGJ, wherein his spotlight is also being shared by the ones that really respect the playstyle of his. Tapos, uma-adjust sila accordingly. So, not a lot of times you offer Yobib as a bait, but when he is there is really a huge impact, no? There goes KSA, there goes Elvin. The timing it took for Elvin and KSA respectively to get those frags, especially from lurks na galing kay Elvin and KSA with some huge rounds talaga, na makikita mo na him and Yobib was sharing so much of the frags. Ang laki ng pinakita ni the Yobib in terms of team chemistry and team cohesion talaga. So I really respect the amount of time it took for SGJ to finally have the formula to be a top team here. Pero nonetheless, the pressure is still on for them because it is indeed the groups right now. We'll still wait and see how will they fare against playoffs.
For sure. Medyo mahaba-haba pa naman yung tournament natin. So, of course, it's always nice to have initial victory, no? Especially with the schedule na meron tayo dito sa day number 1. And yeah, it's gonna be an exciting few weeks. Exciting 4 weeks rather para dito sa group stage natin in order to know who is the 4 best teams in the entire country. So, ayun nga, some matchups that we are gonna expect very, very soon. Very exciting times, but we're gonna have a set summary para malalaman na natin. We're gonna have a little clue kung sino nga lalabas as MVP.
Okay, natin. Ang pinaka-inatay ko talaga dito, like, the whole KDA. Boom! Oh my God, Elvin! What? Hello? Elvin? 2.2. And I thought yung pinakita ni Jeprox kanina, solid na eh. Pero what?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean 2.57. Elvin was definitely online dito sa ating game, at his lurks were so effective na yun nga, no, hindi makagawa ng normal na plays dito yung Pacific Macta. They had to adjust accordingly to what Elvin was doing in and around yung mapa natin. Even then, hindi nila magawa yon. But insane statistic, 1.07 para kay Yobib, 1.29 para kay Elvin going into this game. And yeah, it was just a masterclass of lurking galing sa kanya, pare. Him being a constant moving piece para sa side ng SGJ makes them really hard to predict.
Man, ang hirap i-intake, no, na Pacific Macta only got 4 rounds. Usually, this is like the scoreline when they're facing off against Brazil or CN teams, no? Pero for them to be outclassed by their fellow countrymen, no? Parang nakakagulat isipin na SGJ pa talaga yung gumawa. So, that is a huge notice for other teams na Pacific Macta can still bleed. But then again, Pacific Macta, like you said, is still Pacific Macta. Solid team, nice macro from every player. But then again, we still have to give the props to SGJ, man. No team can expose that duo play style of Pacific Macta unlike SGJ, man. On the back of Elvin, man, and take a look at Tino, man. He still finished strong kahit papano. He was close to getting a 1 KDA.
He was
Pero
almost there.
somehow, yeah, he was almost there. He was 1 kill short alongside KSA para lahat sila no positive KDA. But you gotta admit it's still positive because first of all they won. Pangalawa, Tino was getting that huge of a pick off. Dalawa, I think, kay Revenge. Yeah, dalawa kay Revenge. And most of the time was from post plant all the way to Justin and NBA. So, ano Ben?
Hey, it's a 0.57 smokes per round, man. That's where it matters. He has the highest rating, and I think we all expect
Walang nakakagulat.
Elvin was gonna end up. Whoa, he's the MVP. No way. 2.57 KD, 1.29 kills per round, and headshot is not that high, but he was effective either way, pare.
Uy. Malakas ang presensya ngayon ni Elvin. I wonder, no, like what Elvin did prior to this game. Kasi there was not much of a spotlight kay Elvin from last year, even at CFS APAC. Because Elvin, at most of the time, was just trying his best to be the one to join Yobib pagdating sa entry. No? Pero Elvin, a change of playstyle for him, no? The lurks and him anchoring all of the sites, man. Doing double duty. Nakakagulat for a player like Elvin, no? Parang one person I really expected to have a change of playstyle would be Tino or even Kellar. But for Elvin, parang feel ko talaga na it is now coming into full effect talaga, into full fruition, yung ganda na pinakita ngayon ng SGJ. Pero ngayon, interview session tayo, Crossfire Philippines, as we head into the winners of the series between Pacific Macta. It's going to be SGJ's Tino here in the interview stage. No, unang-una, Tino, congratulations sa panalo nyo up against Pacific Macta. No, maraming salamat sa oras, no. Pero una lang, no, parang tanong ko is ano ba yung nakita nyo sa Pacific Macta na pwede nyo ma-expose? Kasi last year, no, parang walang masyadong pwedeng masabi kasi talagang Pacific Macta all over last year, no. Pero ngayon, nabigyan nyo na ng pagkakataon yung sarili nyo para talunin ang Pacific Macta convincingly 2-0 pa. So heading into that Eagle Eye, yung rally na yon 8 rounds consecutive, ano yung pumapasok sa isip nyo?
To be honest kasi there's nothing new eh. There's nothing new. It's the same thing, paulit-ulit lang. Yun lang. Tapos shoutout nga pala, tapos na po yung practice namin.
There we go! Yan ang gusto ko, man!
That's what you want. That's what you want.
Ayan na, yan ang PR training sa Gaon Gaming, ah. Ganyan ang PR training sa Gaon. Ganyan sumagot sa interview. Oh my God, pre.
We needed that, pare. We needed something to base off.
Are we done? Kasi may practice pa po kami.
Damn! Grabe naman, Boss Tino. Pero ito nga, no, Boss Tino, I have a question as well para sa'yo dito. Elvin, of course, the newest guy on the team, performing super well, and his lurks were really effective, no? Papasok nga ng Ankara, and pagdating dito sa Eagle Eye, what was the plan para sa kanya dito pagpasok dito sa SGJ? Was this gonna be the macro the entire time nung pumasok siya, or it just so happens na ganun yung naging role niya pagpasok dito?
It's not about the macro eh. For me, tingin ko ang talagang nag-set aside sa amin is synchronization, yung play, at the same time, we know how to read. Ewan ko lang sa kanila.
Pero yun, Tino, maraming salamat sa oras mo, no? Well-deserved win galing kay SGJ, no?
Thank you po.
Sige,
sa mga nambabash po sa amin, okay lang naman. Normal naman po yung mga basher. Tsaka, call out ko lang po si Aljon kasi sinabi niya sa amin last year, tapos na raw yung practice. John, tapos na rin yung practice namin. Baka may practice pa.
Yan ang gusto ko sa inyo, SGJ, ah. Ganyan lang, ganyan lang. Pero last na, anong masasabi mo na ngayon sa mga teams na lumalaban ngayon sa CFS-PH? Pag lumalaban sila kay SGJ?
All come and get some. All come and get some. Isa-isa lang.
Ayun! Yun! Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Tino, no? And thank you for your time. Good luck to SGJs para sa inyong mga future na laban. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Finally.
Yes, man. The
Finally,
answer
some
that we've
spice.
all been waiting for, pre. sa wakas, tatandaan mo yun, Sneaky men, fall finals, gumanto si NBA sa kabilang cubicle. Ngayon, mismong si Elvin, pati si KSA, si Elvin, pati si Yobi, gumaganon na rin, no? May storyline na magaganap dito, men, and I am all in for it, men. Napakagandang kwentong nabubungay sa CFSPH. Practice lang pala eh. Wala palang bago eh. So, anong kulang sa Pacific Macta? Uy, wala ako dyan.
I don't know. Ayun nga, it's gonna be a very spicy season. Especially ganun yung sinasabi dito ni Tino. He is welcoming the challenge sa lahat ng mga ibang teams. Basta isa-isa lang, of course. One by one. One by one. But he wants to face every single team head on dito, pare. And that is the mindset that we want to see galing sa SGJ. The confidence, the goal para gumawa ng ganun na statement really is making me happy kasi we need that type of stuff, man. I'm tired of the humbleness na napapagod na ako sa mga pa-humble. We need some spice dito sa liga natin. We need some storylines and we got it today, pare.
Ay, man. What an ender it is for our day number 1. To know that this is just day number 1, we still have a whole month of crossfire. Sneaky, I am so excited, man. This interview, man, wala tayong interview sessions last year for us to have this segment, no, para malaman natin ng inside info para sa mga players, man. It feels so new. Parang ang ganda, ang gaan sa pakiramdam, man. Players like Tino, kailangan nyo talagang abangan yan. Ganyan, PR train si Tino, man. Wow.
Man, okay, we're gonna take a look at today's results, of course. What a long day of crossfire we just had dito sa Masters natin, and we are gonna take a look kung sino hindi nakanood kanina. Ito po ang ating results. Motomac Gamers losing to Matches 2-1, Gaon Gaming sweeping Execration, and of course SGJ taking down the Titans Pacific Macta. I'm so glad na na-assign tayo today dito, pare, kasi this is the best day of CF.
Kung alam mo lang, Sneaky. Like, I cannot sleep. I was practicing my spills sa CR pa lang sa paggising, men. Just so I could prepare my emotions and mind, pre, para sa araw na to, pre. Men, all was worth it. Kahit 11 o'clock pa tayo natapos, kahit ma-push through pa siguro ng 12, I still have the adrenaline and the energy. Kung sakali mag-map 3 nga eh, dude, map 3 would be so poetic of a finish sa series na to, pre. And it's just day number 1. Meron pa tayong day 2, mga kaibigan, no? Eh, let's head into the schedule. Ano naman ngayon ang pakulo ni CFSPH Masters bukas as we head into the schedule, no? So, what would it be? It's going to be Sunday Shrooms versus Ubek Maniac as our opener, and to be followed by Matches versus Gaon Gaming, and finally for the main event, Motomac Gamers versus Execration.
That second series, man. That second series, pare. That's a clash of styles. That is a clash of styles. The more dynamic play dito ng Matches, and yung Gaon being so, still aggressive though, pero very strat heavy ang kanilang team. That's gonna be a series to watch out for dito, pare.
Man, what a day 1, man. I cannot put an emphasis enough, no? Parang gusto ko talaga ulit-ulitin na itong day 1 na to, lahat kayo saksi sa mga nangyari na day 1. Ito yung mga ikukwento natin sa mga susunod pang henerasyon ng Crossfire, pre. I'm so glad to be sharing the podium with you guys, and as well as a Sneaky Frog, no? Congratulations to all the teams that won, and kudos to all that competed. But that is it. That's all the time we have. We will see you tomorrow for some more action dito pa rin sa Facebook page Crossfire Philippines. Make sure to follow Sneaky Frog on his Facebook page, facebook.com/SneakyFrogcast. Ako din, follow nyo rin ako, facebook.com/@SalvadorCast. It has been a pleasure for all of us here at CFS. Pero yun na nga, tapos na ang ating araw. Bukas na ulit. Sneaky Frog, Salvatore. This is CFS PH Masters 2024. We wish you guys goodbye and good night.